Jesus foretells the destruction of the temple and the signs of the end times. Jesus went out from the temple and was going on his way. As he went out of the temple, some were talking about the temple and how it was decorated with beautiful stones and gifts. His disciples came to him to show him the buildings of the temple, and one of his disciples said to him, "Teacher, see what kind of stones and what kind of buildings." But Jesus answered them and said to him, "Do you see these great buildings? You see all of these things, don't you? As for these things which you see, most certainly I tell you, the days will come in which there will not be left here one stone on another, that which will not be thrown down." As he sat on the Mount of Olives opposite the temple, the disciples Peter, James, John, and Andrew came to him privately, and they asked him privately, saying, "Teacher, so when will these things be? Tell us, when will these things be? What is the sign of your coming and of the end of the age? What is the sign that these things are about to happen and that these things are all about to be fulfilled?" Jesus answered them and began to tell them, "Be careful and watch out that you don't get led astray and that no one leads you astray. For many will come in my name, saying, 'I am he,' 'I am the Christ,' and 'the time is at hand,' and will lead many astray. Therefore don't follow them. When you hear of wars and rumors of wars and disturbances, don't be troubled or terrified. You will hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you aren't troubled, for all these things must happen first, but the end is not yet and won't come immediately." Then he said to them, "For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be great earthquakes in various places, and there will be famines, plagues in various places, and troubles. There will be terrors and great signs from heaven. But all these things are the beginning of birth pains. But watch yourselves, for before all these things, then they will deliver you up to oppression and will kill you. They will lay their hands on you and will persecute you, and they will deliver you up to synagogues, councils, and prisons, bringing you before kings and governors for my name's sake. You will be hated by all of the nations for my name's sake. It will turn out as a testimony for you. You will be beaten in synagogues. You will stand before rulers and kings for my sake, for a testimony to them. The good news must first be preached to all the nations. When they lead you away and deliver you up, don't be anxious beforehand or premeditate what you will say, but say whatever will be given you in that hour. Settle it therefore in your hearts not to meditate beforehand how to answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom which all your adversaries will not be able to withstand or to contradict. For it is not you who speak, but the Holy Spirit. Then many will stumble, and will deliver up one another, and will hate one another. Many false prophets will arise and will lead many astray. Because iniquity will be multiplied, the love of many will grow cold. You will be handed over even by parents, brothers, relatives, and friends. They will cause some of you to be put to death. Brother will deliver up brother to death, and the father his child. Children will rise up against parents and cause them to be put to death. You will be hated by all men for my name's sake, but he who endures to the end will be saved, and not a hair of your head will perish. By your endurance you will win your lives. This good news of the kingdom will be preached in the whole world for a testimony to all the nations, and then the end will come. But when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, then know that its desolation is at hand. But when, therefore, you see the abomination of desolation, which was spoken of by through Daniel the prophet standing in the holy place, standing where it ought not, let the reader understand, then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. And let him who is on the housetop not go down, nor enter in, to take out anything that is in his house out of his house. Let him who is in the field not return back to take his cloak or to get his clothes. Let those who are in the middle of her depart. Let those who are in the country not enter therein. For these are days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe to those who are pregnant, and to those who are with child, and to nursing mothers, and to those who nurse babies, infants in those days. For there will be great distress in the land and wrath to this people. They will fall by the edge of the sword, and will be led captive into all the nations. Jerusalem will be trampled down by the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. Pray that your flight won't be in the winter nor on a Sabbath. For then in those days there will be oppression and great suffering, such as there has not been the like from the beginning of the creation of the world which God created until now, no, and never will be. Unless the Lord had shortened the days, and unless those days had been shortened, no flesh would have been saved. But for the sake of the chosen ones, whom he picked out, he shortened the days, and those days will be shortened. Then if anyone tells you, "Look, behold, here is the Christ," or, "Look, there," don't believe it. For false Christs and false prophets will arise, and they will show great signs and wonders, so as to lead astray, that they may lead astray, if possible, even the chosen ones. But you watch. Behold, I have told you all things beforehand. If therefore they tell you, Behold, he is in the wilderness, don't go out, or, Behold, he is in the inner rooms, don't believe it. For as the lightning flashes from the east and is seen even to the west, so will the coming of the Son of Man be. For wherever the carcass is, that is where the vultures gather together. There will be signs in the sun, moon, and stars, and on the earth anxiety of nations, in perplexity for the roaring of the sea and the waves, men fainting for fear and for expectation of the things which are coming on the world, for the powers of the heavens will be shaken. But immediately after the suffering of those days, in those days, after that oppression, the sun will be darkened, the moon will not give its light, the stars will be falling from the sky and will fall from the sky, and the powers of the heavens that are in the heavens will be shaken, and then the sign of the Son of Man will appear in the sky. Then all the tribes of the earth will mourn, and then they will see the Son of Man coming in a cloud on the clouds of the sky with great power and great glory. Then he will send out his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they will gather together his chosen ones from the four winds, from one end of the sky to the other, from the ends of the earth to the ends of the sky. But when these things begin to happen, look up and lift up your heads, because your redemption is near. He told them a parable. Now from the fig tree, learn this parable. See the fig tree and all the trees. When its branch has now become tender and produces its leaves, you know that the summer is near. When they are already budding, you see it and know by your own selves that the summer is already near. Even so you also, when you see all these things happening and coming to pass, know that he is near. Even at the doors know that God's kingdom is near, at the doors. Most certainly I tell you and say to you, this generation will not pass away until all these things happen and all things are accomplished. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will by no means pass away. But of that day or that hour no one knows, not even the angels of heaven in heaven, nor the Son, but only my Father. As the days of Noah were, so will the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in those days which were before the flood they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ship, and they didn't know until the flood came and took them all away, so will the coming of the Son of Man be. Then 2 men will be in the field, one will be taken and one will be left. 2 women will be grinding at the mill, one will be taken and one will be left. Watch therefore, for you don't know in what hour your Lord comes. But know this, that if the master of the house had known in what watch of the night the thief was coming, he would have watched, and would not have allowed his house to be broken into. Therefore also be ready, for in an hour that you don't expect, the Son of Man will come. Watch, keep alert, and pray, for you don't know when the time is. So be careful, or your hearts will be loaded down with carousing, drunkenness, and cares of this life, and that day will come on you suddenly. For it will come like a snare on all those who dwell on the surface of all the earth. Therefore be watchful all the time, praying that you may be counted worthy to escape all these things that will happen, and to stand before the Son of Man. It is like a man traveling to another country, having left his house and given authority to his servants, and to each one his work, and also commanded the doorkeeper to keep watch. Who then is the faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord has set over his household, to give them their food in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord finds doing so when he comes. Most certainly I tell you that he will set him over all that he has. But if that evil servant should say in his heart, My Lord is delaying his coming, and begins to beat his fellow servants, and eat and drink with the drunkards, the Lord of that servant will come in a day when he doesn't expect it and in an hour when he doesn't know it, and will cut him in pieces and appoint his portion with the hypocrites. That is where the weeping and grinding of teeth will be. Watch therefore, for you don't know when the Lord of the house is coming, whether at evening, or at midnight, or when the rooster crows, or in the morning, lest, coming suddenly, he might find you sleeping. What I tell you, I tell all, watch. Then the kingdom of heaven will be like 10 virgins who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. 5 of them were foolish, and 5 were wise. Those who were foolish, when they took their lamps, took no oil with them, but the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. Now while the bridegroom delayed, they all slumbered and slept. But at midnight there was a cry, Behold, the bridegroom is coming, come out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. The foolish said to the wise, Give us some of your oil, for our lamps are going out. But the wise answered, saying, What if there isn't enough for us and you? You go rather to those who sell and buy for yourselves. While they went away to buy, the bridegroom came, and those who were ready went in with him to the wedding feast, and the door was shut. Afterward the other virgins also came, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered, Most certainly I tell you, I don't know you. Watch therefore, for you don't know the day nor the hour in which the Son of Man is coming. For it is like a man going into another country, who called his own servants and entrusted his goods to them. To one he gave 5 talents, $3 million, to another 1,200,000, to another $600,000, to each according to his own ability. Then he went on his journey. Immediately he who received the 5 talents, $3 million, went and traded with them, and made another 5 talents, $3 million. In the same way, he also who got the 2 gained another 2. But he who received the 1 talent, $600,000, went away and dug in the earth and hid his Lord's money. Now after a long time the Lord of those servants came and settled accounts with them. He who received the 5 talents, $3 million, came and brought another 5 talents, $3 million, saying, Lord, you delivered to me 5 talents, $3 million. Behold, I have gained another 5 talents, $3 million, in addition to them. His Lord said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things, I will set you over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord. He also who got the 2 talents, $1,200,000, came and said, Lord, you delivered to me 2 talents, $1,200,000. Behold, I have gained another 2 talents, $1,200,000, in addition to them. His Lord said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things, I will set you over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord. He also who had received the 1 talent, $600,000, came and said, Lord, I knew you that you are a hard man, reaping where you didn't sow, and gathering where you didn't scatter. I was afraid, and went away and hid your talent, $600,000, in the earth. Behold, you have what is yours. But his Lord answered him, You wicked and slothful servant. You knew that I reap where I didn't sow, and gather where I didn't scatter. You ought therefore to have deposited my money with the bankers, and at my coming I should have received back my own with interest. Take away therefore the talent, $600,000, from him and give it to him who has the 10 talents, $6 million. For to everyone who has will be given, and he will have abundance, but from him who doesn't have, even that which he has will be taken away. Throw out the unprofitable servant into the outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. But when the Son of Man comes in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then he will sit on the throne of his glory. Before him all the nations will be gathered, and he will separate them one from another, as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. He will set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then the king will tell those on his right hand, Come, blessed of my Father. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world, for I was hungry and you gave me food to eat. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. I was a stranger and you took me in. I was naked and you clothed me. I was sick and you visited me. I was in prison and you came to me. Then the righteous will answer him, saying, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you a drink? When did we see you as a stranger and take you in, or naked and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and come to you? The king will answer them, Most certainly I tell you, because you did it to one of the least of these my brothers, you did it to me. Then he will say also to those on the left hand, Depart from me, you cursed, into the eternal fire which is prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you didn't give me food to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you didn't take me in, naked, and you didn't clothe me, sick, and in prison, and you didn't visit me. Then they will also answer, saying, Lord, when did we see you hungry, or thirsty, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and didn't help you? Then he will answer them, saying, Most certainly I tell you, because you didn't do it to one of the least of these, you didn't do it to me. These will go away into eternal punishment, but the righteous into eternal life.